Hello traders, my name is Tomasz Wiśniewski, I'm a chief analyst in all Pari Research and Analysis, and this is daily analytical report. Let me show you what is going on the markets, and we start with the macro calendar because we had some important data. As you can see, most recently, half an hour ago, we had a retail sales from UK, which came better than expectations. So all those numbers are in green. And British pound obviously is using this for increased volatility. Overnight we also had data from Australia, where we had employment change, which came worse than expectations, participation rate worse than expectations, but unemployment rate better than expectations. And the thing is that this data is good for the Australian dollar. Australian dollar is much stronger after those numbers, and we are seeing a strengthening of the Australian currency. Let me show you if we are having the similar movements on the British pound as well. Still to come, we will have a data from US, from the housing market. And tomorrow we'll have an inflation day from Eurozone inflation and from Canada. So Canadian dollar and euro will be strongly influenced tomorrow. With that being said, let's move to Australian dollar to euro to Australian dollar, because this instrument is in the spotlight for the past few weeks. Thanks to the sideways trend here, many traders who are waiting for the breakout. The breakout eventually happened. At the end, we got ahead and showed the formation breakout. Now we do have a correction, which is a flag. And it seems like this correction came to the horizontal resistance. So everything is normal. But we try to break that, maybe on a daily chart, it will be good. We tried to test this resistance once, twice, and today is the third time. And all those times we were unsuccessful. Here, here, and here, which creates an excellent selling opportunity. As for now, the price is still defending on the lower line on the flag. We have a small bump, but with this pressure, with this setup here, we should see a breakout of the lower line of the flag, breakout of the horizontal support, and a test of the long-term uptrend line. So this is our outlook on the euro to Australian dollar. Our outlook is negative, and we should see the breakout of the uptrend of the lower line of the flag here. Strength of the Australian dollar can also be seen on the main pair. So Australian dollar to American dollar, because here the price created a small reversal. Also on hourly chart, that is inverse head and shoulder formation, left shoulder, head and right shoulder. We got an upswing after the data, and price is now aiming the horizontal resistance marked with a green color. Price getting to the green color will be as strong. It is almost certain that the price will get to the green color, right? And it would be actually be nice to test this dynamic resistance here. So climb a little bit higher. Price getting to the green area is almost certain, which is a great situation for the traders in the short term and in the mid term, because this would be an opportunity for 45 pips. What will happen later? Well, depends from the reaction on this resistance. But the thing is that in the long term we do have a negative sentiment, in the short term we do have a positive sentiment. So this is the situation on Australian dollar to American dollar. On Australian dollar to Canadian dollar, also interesting setup. On a weekly chart, you can see that the most recent candle is hammer. And hammer after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks of decline can be a very positive signal, at least for a short-term reversal. The thing is that hammer is being drawn after just below important horizontal support. And the hammer here, let me show you on a daily chart, can bring us a strong buy signal, especially if we will be able to close the week above the orange area. Because what we are having now is a classical V-shaped reversal. Classical for the V-shaped reversal is classical, for example, for the indexes, especially Nasdaq. But such a strong V-shaped reversal and the price closing above the orange area would create a bullish hammer here with a very long tail, and that would be a very, very good invitation to go long. So that is a very interesting trading opportunity. Now Swiss franc to Japanese yen, which is having this sell signal still, but the price is did not decide yet. The buyers are trying to create inverse head and shoulder formation, left shoulder, head and the right shoulder. But for the buy signal, they need to come back above the green area. On a daily chart, that is a sideways trend, but this is a sideways trend below the lower line of the flag. On a weekly chart, this candle does not look good. Bullish engulfing would be nice for the buyers, but this candle does not look good. And as long as we stay below the upper green line here, the sentiment is negative. American dollar to Canadian dollar, that was interesting. We had a reversal a few days ago, but yesterday buyers found the bottom and they came back above the green area again. Today we are using it as a support. The pressure on the upper line of the flag is rising, so maybe we'll see a breakout today or maybe tomorrow. The thing is that as long as we stay above the green line in the long term, because the green line connects higher low since February, as long as we are above that line, the sentiment is positive. And on a daily chart, look what's that, that's a bullish engulfing on a daily chart, which is pretty good buy signal here. So everything looks alright for the American dollar to Canadian dollar. Australian dollar to Japanese yen. Here also you can see a potential for a buy signal because the price is creating a double bottom formation. Here obviously the long-term sentiment is negative, but we are having this chance for a double bottom formation, and that is a horizontal support which is now being tested as a resistance. Here one bottom, second one, breakout of this line, and the green line can bring us a strong buy signal. Euro to Swiss franc is having a similar situation, so buyers are trying to initiate a reversal with this triple bottom formation, with this smaller inverse head and shoulder formation, left shoulder, head and right shoulder, or maybe a bigger shoulder. But this can be an invitation for a correction just in the midterm, because in the long term sentiment is like this. So the sentiment is a long-term head and shoulder formation. British pound to Australian dollar. So here we can see the reaction for the British pound. You can see this reaction also on the British pound to Japanese yen, which is not very good. That is why I told you here that at the very beginning of the webinar, I told you that I will show you that British pound, that the data brought us volatility. I didn't say that better data brought us an upswing here. No, I said that better data from the Australia here, especially this one, brought us a strengthening of the Australian dollar. But I didn't say that better data from UK brought us a stronger pound. I did that on purpose. So we got a volatility here, but we didn't get stronger pound. Now, as for now, the pound is weaker. Let's come back to the British pound to Australian dollar. Downswing correction. Maybe we should see a further downswing here. That would also be head and shoulder formation here on a daily chart. Those shooting stars bouncing from horizontal resistance here are pretty good sell signals. So yes, on a daily chart, that is a nice sell signal here. British pound to Japanese yen also tested the neckline of the head and shoulder formation, left shoulder head and right shoulder. Breakout is here, retest. How the situation looks on a daily chart. You remember here that we are having a sell signal and the price is going down. I was expecting for a much stronger drop here, but eventually, as you can see, the price is going down. British pound to American dollar. Here last hour, this volatility. Now the price is lower. What the buyers try to create is this inverse head and shoulder pattern, left shoulder head and the right shoulder. Clear horizontal resistance. Clear dynamic resistance. So there is no surprise that we didn't break it, because really we do have a combination of three factors here. Horizontal and dynamic resistance, breakout of that area, because for me cable is a bit too low. I don't like to go short here. No, I'm not a fan. But cable is too low, so maybe we can have a small reversal. I'm not a reversal trader, I'm a trend follower, so in general I think that the price should continue to go down, but I can also spot a nice occasion for the buyers, and the nice occasion for the buyers will be created when the price will go to the checkpoint, when the price will break the green horizontal resistance. As long as we stay below green line, the sentiment is still negative. Okay, now American dollar to Swiss franc, where we are having a sideways trend. No doubts about that. That is a sideways trend in the past few days. We do have a horizontal resistance. We do have a dynamic support. Here. Here. Here, here. Okay, this is how the situation looks like. In general, as you can see in the long term, the price should continue to go up because that's an ascending triangle. And as long as we stay above those orange lines, the sentiment is still positive. So American dollar should be stronger than the Swiss franc. Australian dollar to New Zealand dollar, interesting situation on a daily chart, because we had this horizontal resistance here, breakout upswing, and now we do have a correction. As long as we stay above the green area, the sentiment is positive. Canadian dollar to Swiss franc, that is a good one. downswing, correction, head and shoulder formation, breakout of the green area will bring us a strong sell signal. Unfortunately, we are very close to the support here. There is another support here. In the long term, the situation is very bearish here. So it depends. Opening position here, for example, can bring us a super strong downswing with a great risk to reward ratio. So that can definitely be interesting occasion, like selling here, for example, stop loss here, 30 pips stop loss if you play it aggressively. For example, 30 pips, so we have 30 pips stop loss, and potential take profit is here, 200, which is good. Canadian dollar to Japanese yen. Downswing, correction, downswing. That's what we should get here on a daily chart. That is a bearish engulfing here. So Japanese yen is much stronger at the moment, but no proper signal. And on silver, that was huge. Like yesterday, silver got smashed, and that is absolutely amazing that this precious metal got beaten so badly yesterday. Absolutely amazing. And we are expecting that, obviously. On Monday we wrote an analysis about silver, and we were expecting this outcome. Let's look at other instruments. We have interesting developments on the Bitcoin, because most recently Bitcoin was going down, went below 6,000 here, and now we are on local lows. That's that trend line here. Bitcoin is trying a small reversal. Yesterday we had a small reversal, 14th, 15th, for 2 days, but it's nothing if you compare to the scale of this drop. So the sentiment on the Bitcoin remains very, very negative. Let's check oil, because oil made a new lows. And why is it important? It is because of the breakout of the subtrend line, and it is also because of the breakout of this horizontal support, which I will show you here. Here. That actually opens us the way towards bigger reversal in the midterm. Let's check Fibos, because the potential target for this drop is 38.2, and this is where we can get. From the technical point of view, we are supported obviously by this double top formation, breakout of the trend line, breakout of the horizontal support. Now we are on a local support here, which can be a positive factor, but I think that the breakout of the main one will be much stronger technical negative influence than this one can be positive. Let's check S&P 500. S&P 500, well, I was talking about the reversals, and look, they are experts in V-shaped reversals. 2nd of August, yesterday and today. So here, end of May, here, beginning of May. So V-shaped reversals are characteristic to the American stock market, As for now, I don't see anything interesting here. Let me check the DAX. On DAX is interesting. Why? This is why. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. This can turn ugly. For the DAX, there was head and shoulder formation here as well. As for now, they do have this local support. So selling above the support is not the best idea on the record. I would wait for the breakout of this line. But an overall head and shoulder formation can be a very negative signal for DAX. Dollar index. That is an interesting one. Upswing, dynamic horizontal support from the ascending triangle pattern. We have problems with the data feed here. But in overall, the sentiment is positive on the dollar index. So the American dollar should get stronger. Gold. Well, what can we say about the gold? If you're looking for a good occasion to buy, I think this is the place to do this. Long-term uptrend line. We are having V-shaped reversals, so kind of a short squeeze here. We'll see if it will be enough to stop the reversal. Definitely after a daily candlestick like that. You know, it looks like someone is dumping gold just to buy it with a better price and get ready for a forthcoming recession. I don't want to be very negative here, but that scenario would not surprise me. Interestingly, super interesting. Look, all the Fibos, if we will assume that this is the ultimate bottom for gold, all the Fibos are in line with the horizontal levels. Here, this is a daily chart. Here, 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 and here. That would be absolutely amazing place for a bounce. Look at this. If we assume that this is the bottom, then 23.6 is a support, 38.2 is a support, 50% is a support, and 61.8, well, resistance. Wow. Really hard to imagine that this kind of situation is happening here. So actually, a daily chart like that, weekly chart is not encouraging for buying, but the daily chart is. And that can be an excellent low risk trade here if you're a fan of gold. Next instrument, what can I show you? I think we can now recap the situation on the market to sum up. But I'm absolutely amazed with this setup on the gold. That if we count this as a bottom, those Fibonacci's go in line with the recent price movements. I think that can be something special. Euro to Australian dollar, that's a sell, and we are having another attempt to break this horizontal, to break this dynamic support as we speak. This can turn ugly for the buyers, so this may be a decisive moment for the Euro to Australian dollar. Traders are pushing lower. Australian dollar to American dollar, we are expecting a bounce towards this resistance. Australian dollar to Canadian dollar. That can be a very positive sign for the buyers if we manage to close above the orange area. Swiss franc to Japanese yen. That should be rather negative. And the situation is still negative in the long term. American dollar to Canadian dollar. That should be a positive, that we should break the upper line of this flag. Australian dollar to Japanese yen, price closing above the green area, super buy signal. Euro to Swiss franc, price closing above this upper orange line, that will be a buy signal in the short term. British pound to Australian dollar, that is strong sell. British pound to Japanese yen, sell. British pound to American dollar, price closing above the green area will be a strong buy. American dollar to Swiss franc, that is a long-term buy, but not very strong. Here, no, I will actually remove this. Canadian dollar to Swiss franc, that is rather sell. Canadian dollar to Japanese yen, no signal. WTI, sell, but not now. Wait for the breakout of the lower green line. DAX, rather sell, but not now. Wait for the breakout of the green line. And gold. Gold can have a super strong buy signal in the long term, especially with those Fibos, which I'm absolutely amazed with. If that can be a hard bottom for gold. And buying gold now is a trade with rather low risk and a potentially good reward. So if you are gold fan, I think you may be interested in buying gold now. Thanks very much for watching daily analytical report. I hope you enjoyed that, and follow us on our Twitter account and our website alpari.news, because we post a lot of interesting trading data, information, etc. I hope you will all attend our next webinars. Now we have a short break, and after that a webinar about mental side of trading, about the trader psychology, which in my opinion is extra important, and you should always pay attention to this. Thanks very much guys, and goodbye.